Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. There has been some interesting details that have come out about the comedian Loni Love and about Tamar Braxton's termination from the talk show The Real. Now there is a stand-up comedian named Cookie Hull who used to be Loni Love's writer and friend. And she did an interview on Comedy Hype's YouTube channel. In fact, shout out to Comedy Hype. They're one of the best channels on YouTube. I really enjoy their content, and they have a lot of comedians that come on and spill a lot of tea. So shout out to Comedy Hype. But anyway, Cookie revealed that Loni allegedly influenced the network to get Tamar fired from The Real. Now, I know this story is old, and Tamar has been off The Real for almost 4 years now, but the story Cookie told is still interesting, and it did put some things into perspective. Now, last year, Tamar and Loni got into a heated feud on social media, and Tamar accused Loni of emailing letters to the network to try to get her fired. And she posted text messages that she received from a source claiming that Loni was behind her getting fired. Loni, however, denied this and said multiple times that she didn't have anything to do with Tamar's job termination because, for one, she doesn't have the power to get anybody fired. And this is true. Loni does not have an executive position, so therefore she can't make that call. Secondly, Loni said that she would never do something like that to another sister.
I've been, trying to do comedy for 15 years. Can you imagine? 15 years. I finally get a show. And then I was ostracized as the bully, as a person that got another sister fired?
That's
Can you
not
imagine
true.
the hurt after 15 years? Why would I do that?
Can I just say something just in general? I
And
think
I
with
didn't
social
do
media.
it.
I know you didn't do it, Loni.
Now, Loni's former friend and writer, Cookie, said that Loni was actually trying to get Tamar fired.
Yeah, well, she told me she was going to try to get her off the show. She said that she only wanted to be the only ghetto girl on the show, and she was trying to get rid of her off the show. She showed me an email, and she read it back to me, and one of the things she said, don't quote me verbatim or whatever, but it was to the effect of, Tamar had just got on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
So being on Dancing with the Stars, she missed 52 episodes of The Real. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 52. And she was pointing out to the network where if she missed 52 tapings and the ratings haven't changed or they getting better, we really don't need her. And then she pointed out that the fact that when Tamar got hurt on Dancing with the Stars, she was pointing out, I don't know if she was emailing the network, pointing out the fact that she would be an insurance liability because she was hurt. So she wasn't a good fit for the show anymore.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I know she specifically can't get her fired, but you can influence stuff by pointing out things. You see what I'm saying? And because she was pointing those things out, that may have influenced them to get rid of Tamar, because she told me she wanted to be the only ghetto chick on the show. So.
So Loni told you that?
Oh yeah, she told me that. I only wanted to, that's probably why she quit talking to me. She only want to be the only ghetto person on the show. And people can say that I'm bitter. No, I'm not bitter. I'm telling you, ask me a question, I'm giving you an answer. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, America, and nobody else, because I'm too old to not tell the truth.
Yeah, Loni would end up denying those allegations.
Oh, yeah.
By saying, who writes letters, who sent this, let's talk it out. Stop going on every other show. You know you want to. And that's what she was responding to.
Well, when she said stop writing letters, who writes letters? That was in a response to a text message that was sent to Tamar. A comedian friend of mine, we happened to be talking about it. I said, we brought it up, and I said, yeah, she had something to do with it. She wanted her off that show. In Tamar's text message, it said, who told you? And it said Cookie Hull. It specifically said that. The Shade Room picked it up and everything. It said Cookie Hull told me. She did get her, she did try to get her removed from the show. You know what I'm saying? She get her kicked off the show. That's why it's around, you know what I'm saying? And the other girls are deers in the headlight because they don't know what's going on. That's why they sit there and listen to whatever explanation that Loni is giving.
Yeah.
You got too much of an explanation for somebody who don't know nothing. When you don't know nothing, you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not fair that you pretend to be something, to be truthful and you're not. That's not right. You don't, and Tamar invited us into her dressing room for the baby's birthday party. You don't shit on genuine people. That's not right.
Now, before I say what I think, I do want to make it clear that I don't know if this is true or not. This is all being alleged by Cookie, but if it is true, I have to admit it's very disappointing because I honestly believe that Loni had nothing to do with Tamar getting fired. She gave a long explanation about it on The Breakfast Club, and she sounded convincing to me. And maybe I was just being gullible, but I actually believed her. So if it's really true that she did that, I think that's downright disgusting and trifling because Tamar actually considered Loni to be a friend. So the fact that Loni would do something like that is messed up. But I can't say for a fact that Loni had anything to do with Tamar getting fired. I just can't. And I kind of figured there were other reasons why Tamar got fired. I kind of thought that her ex-husband Vince may have played a part in why she didn't return to the show because he was her manager at the time and he was making negotiations on Tamar's behalf and he was probably trying to get her a bigger salary, but that would compromise the other lady's salary, so maybe the network didn't want Tamar to return for that reason. Who knows? I'm just bringing that up as a possibility. There were also claims that Tamar was difficult to work with, and that's also very possible too. Her personality doesn't always gel with everyone else's personality, so I could definitely see her having issues with some people on the set, but I don't think Tamar was fired for that reason. I think there were some other things going on behind the scenes that we don't know, but it's unfortunate that she was fired because Tamar was a really good asset to the show. She has a huge personality and she brought a lot of fun, spontaneous, and sometimes controversial energy to the show, but it was good for ratings. And the ladies of The Real knew that she helped make the show what it was.
Yeah.
Tamar, the show would be nothing without you.
I know,
Yeah.
thank you.
So we've got to take a break, but up next,
Looking back on all of this and considering what Cookie said about Loni, it's possible that Loni may have been a little threatened by Tamar because Loni was really supposed to be the star of the show. She was hired to be the funny, outspoken black woman on the show, and I think she saw it as a stepping stone to get her own show because if you don't know, Loni initially wanted her own show. However, the studio that she had to deal with said, no, we would rather you join The Real.
Now, you got to understand something about me. I've been doing this for a long time. I had a production deal with a studio that actually said, let's develop a show for women of color. So
Yeah, you already were tied
so
in.
I was already tied in. But I had no type of tie-in as far as the casting, things like that. Because I wanted my own show. That's what I wanted. But the studio said, well, we are trying to do this show about women of color. So why don't you just sit in on the casting? I was like, okay.
So you heard that. Loni had to settle for a spot on The Real, but she didn't want that. She wanted her own show. But when she joined The Real, she was like, okay, I'm going to be the girl that stands out. I'm going to be the funny one. I'm going to get a reaction out of the crowd. This is my lane, and this is what I'm here for. But here you have Tamar who comes on the show, and she just steals all of the attention. She's loud, she has a big personality, she's sassy, and she's naturally funny. She could say something from the top of her head and have the whole crowd dying of laughter. So Tamar had that natural star power, and she did outshine the other ladies on The Real. And I think Loni may have been threatened by Tamar. Loni is a talented comedian, but if I'm being honest, Tamar was naturally wittier and more entertaining than Loni. And I think Loni knew that just by observing the crowd's reaction. So it's possible that Loni probably didn't want Tamar on the show, but I can't say that she tried to get her fired because we really don't have any proof of that. But I'm curious to see what you all think about this. Tell me in the comments down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.